But some of us aren't so ready to let go of the past.
Umi, I know how much you miss your father. I hope you find someone. Then maybe you won't need to raise those flags anymore.
Welcome to What the Flick. It's Ben and Christy and Alonso and Matt, who's sitting on the end because he won't be participating in this review. Silence!
The cone of silence.
From, I know people don't like it. Apparently, I'm told I don't read the comments. Because so many are such fucking pricks.
Please tune in.
Right, but please watch our program. Because without you, we're nothing. No,
Right, it's a family movie this week. It's true. It's animated.
I don't know it's a family movie.
from up on Poppy Hill, from the son of Hayao Miyazaki.
Yes, Goro Miyazaki directs, Hayao Miyazaki co-writes. It is set in early 60s Japan. The country is getting ready for the Tokyo Olympics. They're still reeling from the effects of the Korean War and World War II. And it's about a young girl who, her father's dead, her mother is studying in America. She runs a boarding house that is owned by her grandmother and gets involved with fellow students who are trying to save their clubhouse, specifically a boy who publishes the school's weekly newspaper, and their relationship gets complicated. Take a look.
So this is very pretty.
It's extremely pretty. There are a lot of moments in it, especially the sort of the landscape shots that when
The skies.
the skies and the mountains and the Poppy Hill itself, and there are moments like where at the end of the shot and it holds for a second and you think, well, that is a painting I would hang in my home, and people would say, nice painting. Yeah. That's, by the way, in case you can't tell, I don't know a lot about art.
Well, and I think Miyazaki, certainly the Hayao Miyazaki, and I guess it's passing on with the son, loves modes of conveyance. Like airplanes and boats, and in this movie you have like those cool sort of three-wheel motorcycle truck things.
That
and
I guess they had in Japan in the
yeah. So
There's a beautiful shot of a trolley coming up a track at night, and the light is just gorgeous.
And the two trains pass each other and stuff. As with other Miyazaki films, it's beautiful to look at. And unlike a lot of Hayao Miyazaki's work, there's no sort of magical element. There's no pigs who fly planes, or cat buses, or houses that move, or radish spirits, or any of that stuff. So it's very,
It's always the sort of perceived magic of humanity, like the moments between people that we describe as magical, but they aren't really magical.
No,
But they're
absolutely.
boring,
Yeah.
and they're not magical.
Oh, I
disagree.
No, it's very sweet and very gentle and very old-fashioned. But I was never moved, and I missed the weirdness.
I was okay with the not weirdness, and I was actually moved. But
Were you?
when we find out everything there is to find out at the end, I was a little.
Well, now this was written by Hayao.
Yeah.
He co-wrote it. Yeah.
He
Right.
planned it. It was his idea.
Yeah, it's like, well, last year we had Secret World of Arrietty, which again I think he wrote and sort of put a lot of it together, but didn't actually direct it. And so, I think he's sort of phasing into that as he's getting older. I don't know that he wants to direct anymore.
First of all, I like this form of animation better. I just do. I'd rather, this is a satisfying way for me to see an animated picture. That it's all drawn and whatever. It looks better to me. I love the sort of, there's some serious things here done. Like, there's a line at some point in the movie where you talk about a soldier killed on a repatriation ship, and the mother died in childbirth, and the entire rest of the family was killed at Nagasaki. And it's a line, it's a throwaway line, and but you forget, like there's so much, I felt like this was Japan right before the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, sort of the excitement of planning for it. The world is coming back to Japan and saying, okay, you guys can play now. Like we're now
part of the world.
You're now part of the world again after World War II. But all this sort of this history that they have to live with, I don't know, I got touched by that. I felt like I really learned something in this movie about sort of what it was like to be the fallout from being the aggressors in World War II, what that was like on a whole generation of Japanese.
And I think that the female lead is very much of a piece with the one from Spirited Away. It's about, or what the girl from Spirited Away sort of evolves into, which is that she appreciates the value of hard work, and she's very devoted to her family, but she's a really rich character and not the sort of ditzy, young girl that you get in a lot of movies. I think she's really focused and winds up making a lot of amazing things happen. Though we were saying before about it being a family film, I don't think that it is, just because there's a plot element that kind of touches on the possibility of incest, which I think might lead to some uncomfortable conversations.
But it touches on it like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it just
It doesn't get gooey or yucky or creepy.
No, but it's there, and it's just
I would say yes to a family film, but it's going to require some parental attention.
Christy's clearly not feeling it.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
It's really beautiful and really detailed, and it's gorgeous, and it made me hungry. Like just when she's cooking in the kitchen, it's gorgeous. I just felt it didn't have that spark for me that a lot of the Miyazaki films do, and of course it's a different Miyazaki or whatever. But I like the weirdness, even something like Ponyo, which I didn't love.
I didn't like
it. No, now I'm gonna have that song in my head the rest of the day. Ponyo, fishy in the sea. No, but even something like that, it's weird and it's fun. It was sort of all one level, all one note for me.
I would not put this up there with Spirited Away or My Neighbor Totoro or Princess Mononoke, but I still think that Miyazaki, in whatever job he's taking, is probably the greatest living animator right now.
Right,
and so even his secondary movies, I'll take a look at it.
It seems like even his son is probably head and shoulders above a lot of other people that are out there working,
certainly,
especially in traditional animation.
Here's what I wonder,
5 of them are left.
I watched it in a dubbed English version with American actors redoing the voices. Okay, I wonder if I would have been more moved by it in the original Japanese with subtitles.
My thing with him, like when Disney was releasing his films, this one's being released by GKids. In LA, you had the opportunity where you could see the movie both ways. So the first time I would watch it dubbed just so I could take in all the visuals, and then I would always like to go see it again in Japanese with the subs so that I could get the original voices. And yeah, I think it does make a difference sometimes. So
I thought the voices here were good.
No, it was very good dubbing. It was a good cast, but still,
it's funny. I feel like I liked it more. I'm going to give it a lower score than you, but I really liked it. I think it compares favorably to his to the best of his films.
What's my number?
You gave it a 5.6.
I gave it a 5.6.
I give it an 8.
Yeah, I gave it a 7.8 because if I were to agree with any of your criticisms, I was like, look, it's not a lot happens in this movie, and then you get to the emotional moments, and I was totally emotionally committed.
It snuck up on you.
Yeah, it totally snuck up on me. We could have used some sort of drone attack, I think, to spice things up.
But they're like birds that become drones.
Right. So we're at an 8, a 7.8, and a 5.6. So 7.1.
It's
overall.
82%. You want to say that?
82%.
Hey, Matt, how are you? What's going on?
Welcome. Hi.